Good afternoon, sir. My name is Reshma and I am from CSCB section. My roll number is 23401A05D1. Today I am going to present an PPT according to the CA assignment 2. The topic which I have gotten is about a capacitor filter, about a no analysis. The subject is basic electrical and electronics. Subject code is 2330101. So we are entering into the PPT. First is outline, which contains the important key points which I am going to present in the PPT upon. First thing is introduction, types of capacitor filters, working principle, application and advantages, limitations and conclusion of the PPT about capacitor filters. So we are entering into the PPT. First thing is introduction. In introduction, I'm going to say about what is capacitor filter. A capacitor filter is a type of electronic filter that uses capacitors to remove or attend certain frequencies from a signal. It is commonly used in power supplies to smooth out the output voltage and reduce ripple. Capacitor filters are simple in design and very cost effective. This is main point. Moving to next slide. There are mainly two types of capacitor filters. They are high pass and low pass filters. High pass filters allow high frequencies and low pass filters allows low frequencies. Whereas they'll be having attending low frequencies in high pass and high frequencies in low pass filters. This is the difference between high pass and low pass filters. Moving to next slide. Here I have represented the switched capacitor filters, means the symbols of the capacitor filters. You can observe here. Moving to next slide. Working principle of the capacitor filter means the work which is going to be held in an within the capacitor filter. In a capacitor filter, the capacitor charges and discharges to smooth out fluctuations in the input voltage. When the input voltage is high, the capacitor charges up and storing energy. Means the voltage has to be high to charge up the energy. When the input voltage drops, the capacitor discharges, releasing stored energy to maintain a more consistent output voltage. So I have represented an working principle image here, which is the image I have represented. Going to next slide. Capacitor filter circuit. A basic capacitor filter consists of capacitor connected in parallel with the load. The capacitor is placed between the power supply and the load to filter out the unwanted noise and fluctuations. So in the capacitor filter, we'll observe the fluctuations sometimes and noise also. To avoid that, they will be placed between the power supply and the load. The value of the capacitor determines the filter's cutoff frequency and effectiveness. I have represented an image also here about the filter circuit, capacitor filter circuit. You can observe here. Moving to next slide. Applications of capacitor filter. Means applications equals to uses. Uses of capacitor filter I have represented here. First point is capacitor filters are commonly used in power supplies to smooth out the voltage output. In previous slide also I have said that they are commonly used in power supplies. So smooth out the output. They are also used in audio circuits to remove unwanted noise. So we can easily observe these capacitor filters in our day-to-day daily life. Capacitor filters can be found in various electronic devices from TVs to computers, which we will be using in our households regularly. So I have represented and power supply filters and regulations images here. You can observe that. And moving to next slide, advantages of capacitor filters. Capacitor filters are simply in design and easy to impact. They are cost effective compared to other type of filters. Capacitor filters can effectively reduce ripple and noise in power supplies. So mainly the important advantage is they can reduce the ripple and noise in power supplies. Whereas other capacitor will be producing more noises. So I have represented an image also here upon the advantages of capacitor filter. Next slide is about limitations of capacitor filters. Capacitor filters have limited effectiveness at very low frequencies. They may not be suitable for applications requiring precise filtering of specific frequencies. Capacitor filters can introduce phase shifts in the signal, affecting the overall performance of the circuit. So this is also main limitation. They can be affecting the performance of the whole circuit also and sometimes. So here is the image about the capacitor filter I have represented. You can check it out. And moving to capacitor selections means we are talking about the capacitor filter. So we need to understand which type of capacitor we need to select when we are going to choose a capacitor. When selecting a capacitor for a filter circuit, factors such as capacitance value, voltage rating, and ESR should be considered. Electrolytic capacitors are commonly used in capacitor filters due to their high capacitance values. The capacitor should be able to handle the maximum voltage and current requirements of the circuit. So this is very important because the more voltage is it has to be maintained in sometimes due to it will be fluctuations in electrical issues will be happening. So moving to next slide, the last slide is about conclusion. Capacitor filters are a versatile and widely used in type of filter in electronic circuits. They play a crucial role in maintaining a stable output voltage and reducing noise and power supplies. Understanding the principles and applications of capacitor filters can be helped in designing effective and reliable electronic systems. So filter circuits, diagrams and symbols I have represented here. You can check it out. And very thank you much.